What's up, guys? Don't worry, you're gonna get to see more baby chicks. I just wanted to set a little context because I was so excited in the moment at the hatchery that I sort of just started filming and didn't tell anyone what was going on. So I had an opportunity last week, for those of you who don't already know this, to fly up to Iowa and visit McMurray Hatchery. Maya met Tom, who is half owner of the hatchery, whenever we were at the expo in California last year. They really hit it off, and then again we got to hang out with him at HOA. And Jeremiah is actually the one who planned this trip for me. He just wanted me to get to experience something really cool, give me a few days to kind of recharge. And so Jeremiah actually worked out all of the details, and me going up to the hatchery was kind of like something really special. I actually used to hatch chicks a lot. We spent about 2 years, and I had an incubator that holds like 270 eggs. And I used to hatch chicks for the local feed store. We would sell chicks, and we had our own flocks that we would hatch from, as well as some local people that I would get eggs from. I loved that, and it was so cool to me to get to see an operation like McMurray, because I can really appreciate what goes into that. We just celebrated Benjamin's 5th birthday yesterday, and during the season where we were hatching lots of chicks, Benjamin was just a little guy, and he dubbed baby chicks baby chips. And actually, let me just show you that. What do you have?
Baby chips.
Baby chips?
Yeah.
Is it so cute?
It's so cute. The pig is so cute.
I can't even with that. So now you know why in our family baby chicks are called baby chips, and they will be until the end of time. I left you guys hanging on the last video after going to McMurray. This is a family-owned business. Obviously, they're a lot bigger than like my chicken hatching operation. They are doing this on a larger scale, but they're actually significantly smaller than many of the big hatcheries in our country. So I had an incredible time touring it. The overwhelm and the excitement that you see on me in this video is, one, because I do absolutely adore baby chicks. It's just a really incredible thing to be in, you know, around that many little animals. That is really awesome. But the other thing is, you know, I was that kid whenever I was little that was on the edge of my seat when Mr. McFeely brought Mr. Rogers the VHS tape to take us to, you know, factories and plants and different things that show the behind the scenes process of things. So like when I was going and seeing these massive incubators, my eyes were like saucers. So anyway, I will stop rambling and let's go back to Iowa so I can show you guys like 70,000 baby chips. So this whole space is like the hatching space. There's another room that's full of incubators for the earlier stages of incubation, and they get moved in here to hatch into these incubators because of the fact that incubating is such a messy process, and so they separate them out so just to keep everything clean and hygienic. And these are the older incubators that he said were built in '91, and then the newer ones were built recently whenever he came here. He said it was his first job here. He was actually not hired to manage. He was hired as like kind of a maintenance person, and he built those. Here are some fresh babies. Hey guys.
We have some eggs in there.
Oh,
Cooling coils, there's heat bars, and big fans.
wow. Hey little guy, happy birthday. Happy birthday. These are blue Andalusians. Little guy. So sweet. Hi. Okay, now here's the other half of this operation. This is Bud. And
Nice to meet you.
This is really, really cool. I'm just soaking up all the chicken information.
Well, great.
It's awesome. I just love being here. So you were just talking to me about the blue genetics for like these blue
Let me
Andalusians.
grab a couple chicks here. These are blue Andalusians, and they These are the three colors within the blue strain. There's a black bird, a blue, and a splash. And crossing the blue or the splash and the black, you get the blue. We, as you can see from our baskets, do it just straight breeding. We don't do the one cross, so that you'll always get a mixture of the two. But if you want just blue, you could cross the black and the splash. But then you would have to keep pulling for those breeds.
Right.
So you always have to have a mixed flock to be able to pull these out.
Hey guys. And each one of these baskets is 168 eggs. And they said that they, on average, have about a 70% hatch rate. Some are higher, some are lower, just depending on the bird. And that's really cool. That's about, like, I probably get like 70 to 80%, depending on what eggs it is, at home in my incubator. And so at this point of pulling them out of the hatchers, it's just pulling all of the birds out, and then they get sent in to be sexed. I just keep wanting to like make videos of all the cheep, cheep, cheeping, because it's such a sweet sound and I want you guys to be able to hear it. Hey! Can y'all believe that right here in this little screen, 750 chickens right here. 750. That's a lot of chickens. Ooh. I think my husband was actually a mastermind when he had me fly here instead of drive, because he knew if I drove that I would be coming home with a lot of chickens. So this is kind of neat. I hope I can show you guys this. This is a little Dominique baby. Look at it looking up at my dead cat, my microphone. It's like, mother. Okay, so I'm gonna try to turn his comb to you. Do you see how smooth the comb is on this baby chick? That's because this is the comb type of Dominiques, is that they have a pink comb. They don't have like a single comb. And you can tell that all the way from its first day. They're so inquisitive. Hi. All right, so I just came into like the shipping, packing department, and this is where all of the chicks come, so that after they're hatched, they're sexed. And then they come in here and they're sorted out, obviously by type, and it's labeled, and the orders come through, and people come and by hand they pack each order. Of course, they're in these boxes where they can be shipped. Right here, these are filled orders, so each of these boxes has little babies in it. So it's kind of cool. So these are all waiting to go. Everything's computerized, so it comes in here, and each employee has a key card. So basically they print out the order and they put it on top of the box, and then they just go from each one of these little things and pack the orders. So the yellow bins are the females, the blue bins are the males, and the white bins are straight run, which is typically like the more rare birds are sold as straight run. Oh my goodness, guys. So here's a little lavender Orpington. So cute. Actually, the eggs for the hatchery come from a lot of like locally sourced farms. There's some family farms around here that they source their eggs from. But some of the birds are, they grow out themselves, they keep themselves and breed. And they actually only have like 15 lavender Orpingtons. So it's not like a massive operation, and this is one of the breeds that does sell out quickly because they don't have a ton of birds. And so like there's just like a little selection here, and they sell them straight run. So here's a little guy. Maybe he'll end up, or girl, I don't know, they're straight run. But, so if you've ordered lavender Orpingtons here recently and you've got chicks shipping, could be your little guy. Here are a couple of Morans. Here's the black copper Moran. And this is actually a white Morans, and I'm actually getting these. not this one. My chicks aren't shipping for a few weeks, but if you'll see their little feathered legs. But this was bred off of a kind of like a recessive gene from the black Marines that came out of the splashes. And so they're white, but they lay the dark brown egg. It's really neat. In some of these bins, there will be a box because there's not a lot. Some of the chicks, if there's not a lot, they put them in a box to keep them warm. I think it's really neat how different these little chicks can look. And I really just want to show them all to you guys. I feel like that might be a little bit tedious, but like, they're all so neat. So we're just going to take a look, maybe not all of them, but at several different baby chicks. So the Star-Spangled Hamburg, this is a really pretty bird when they get bigger, but look at these. White-faced black Spanish. Hey! Cool. There's Ashley. That's Tom's wife. She's got the kids up here. Okay, this is the Phoenix, which these are really neat birds when they grow up. But look at their little eye makeup. Of course, all the little crested birds have their poofs on their head. I had to come over here so it could focus. Yeah, this is a Langshan. You see his feathered legs, isn't that neat? These are actually really big birds, as well as Brahmas. Now these get really big too. There was a viral video that went around Facebook a couple years ago, this massive Brahma rooster. Oh yeah, even the chicks are a lot heavier. They have feathered legs and they come in dark and light and buff. I actually ordered some of those too. I had, one of my first chickens was this big Brahma, this light Brahma. Her name was Maud. There are a lot of the more common breeds, like the Black Star and White Rock, Buff Orpington. Look at this little Campine. It's a neat looking bird. This is definitely one of my favorites. Cochins are so majestic. Look at the feathers on this little guy's leg, or girl. This is a girl. So cute. These get really big. Cochins are really good mamas. I had several broody Cochins that raised lots of clutches of eggs for me. And we had these Cochin roosters that were massive black Cochin roosters, and they would crow so loud. And we named them all Daniel because of our friend who sings. He has such a big voice when he sings, and so we had the Daniels. We had 3 of them. Cochins are super cool. You're being so gentle.
Beak, yep. And that's his little single cone. And that's his nose. So those are his nose holes. Don't cover them up. Your nose holes. That's your beak.
Hey, little guy. He's like closing his eyes. Feels so good. Chicken whisperer. This is a white-faced black Spanish. How striking their face is. Here's another one I'm really excited to get this year. Blue-laced red Wyandottes. These are really, really pretty birds. Tom said the kids always remind him Grandpa's #1 boss and Mom's #2 boss. What a fun childhood thing, growing up around all these babies. So they have the order on top of the boxes, and they just go from bin to bin and fill them. So obviously right now is kind of like a busy time of year, but the hatching happens 3 days a week, and so like this whole like packing all of these shipments, because the chicks have to be shipped pretty immediately after hatching, because when they come out of the egg, they absorb essentially the last of the yolk, and they're good for, they've got a couple of day window that they can survive without food and water. But whenever you order chicks, as soon as you get them, if you've ordered chicks before, you know this, but if you haven't, as soon as you get them, you have to dip their beaks in water and go ahead and put food out for them, and they're hungry and they're thirsty, they're ready once they get shipped. And so all of this is happening, and it's all perfectly orchestrated so that they come out of the egg and are in the box or on their way to the purchaser by the end of the day. And so they've split it up now. They used to do it all at once in one day. Now they've split it up to 3 hatch days a week. But he said that today they would basically 70,000 birds would come through here, which is really, really cool. And this is the beginning of the season. They're just starting to get eggs, and so the eggs are at like high peak production at this point. But yeah, it's really awesome. Good luck, little guys. So they're actually about to set eggs for 3 weeks from now to hatch. Chicken eggs take 21 days to hatch. So we're gonna go in and take a look at what this looks like. Wow. That is so cool. Wow, the humidity in there is like intense. It just keeps coming. So on the top, it shows the time up on the top.
Oh, yep.
So if you ordered chickens to be shipped 3 weeks from today, those were them.
That's the newer style.
Right.
These are
the older
I don't know,
ones.
from 1991 or something.
Yeah.
Still work.
Yeah.
The difference, those have, one machine is 1 week. In this machine we have all 3 weeks staggered in there, right?
I see. See, they've got a ton of humidity in here. This is really neat. It is so humid and warm in that hallway. Come out here and it's like 25 degrees cooler. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. I have one more video to share from Murray McMurray, which will be up later, where I actually had Tom sit down with me and answer some of the questions you guys asked me the most about, like what are the best chicken breeds for XYZ. But that'll be up later. Make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already so you can catch that video. Thank you so much for going on this adventure with me. It was just such a really sweet thing for me, and I loved getting to share it with you. I bless you guys. Until next time.